For friends, about buying a laptop. This is the short version. I made a longer one, but it's a bit long, so you might like to use this one instead. This presentation is about buying a laptop for use in the home, bit of small business, bit of spreadsheeting, bit of word processing. First compromise you need to work out is the screen size versus weight. Bigger screens will be heavier, so you need to work out how much keyboard work you want to do, because you need a keyboard large enough for your hands, and how mobile you need it to be, because you need it to be light if you're putting it in a backpack. I should qualify this by saying I've not bought one myself for a while, so some of this might be out of date, others will disagree, and this is about a Windows 10 machine rather than any other operating system. So what is a computer? What must you have? You need a central processor unit, which is the computer itself. It needs closely located fast memory, sometimes known as RAM. It needs good network I/O based on Ethernet, Wi-Fi and or Bluetooth. It needs local storage, which is now best implemented using solid-state disks, and it needs other I/O devices, cameras, audio systems, USB ports, of which you really must have at least one, an internal DVD drive maybe, an external SSD static-state disk. A microcard port can also be useful if you do a lot of photography. So what do we need? I've intimated earlier about need for a compromise between screen weight and keyboard. The other thing one needs to consider is the 2-in-1 form factor, which comes with a 360-degree hinge between the keyboard and the screen and allows you to use your laptop in tablet mode. Personally, I optimize for weight. I select the screen size and then get something light, rather than getting a large screen, which is what I used to do. The first decision I take is that I need at least 8 GB of RAM. The CPU then needs to be good enough for today and tomorrow. And I recommend buying the Intel Core i5 CPU or its AMD equivalent, which is good enough. Network I/O will mainly be by Wi-Fi, and your local storage, you need to ensure it's solid-state disk, and that 256 GB is enough. Should be enough for you, but you also need to ensure you have a cloud storage offering to be able to extend that storage should you require it. Once you've bought your laptop, you need to turn Windows Upgrade on. This allows Microsoft to update your operating system with the most recent security fixes and functionality updates. Turn on the Microsoft security tools. These are good enough and they don't need augmenting. For backup purposes, create yourself an alternate USB boot device on a USB thumb device. You also need some cloud storage or an external disk device for backup purposes. Cloud storage can also help you to ensure that if you have larger storage requirements than available for the laptop itself, you can store those things on the cloud or on an external HDD. And the other alternative is, the other advantage of doing this is that you can share your data amongst multiple devices, most importantly your phone. You need some office productivity tools, and the basic choices these days are Microsoft, Google or LibreOffice. They come with the normal tools of word processor, spreadsheet and presentation manager package. So here's my too long don't read slide. I've said this before, at least 8 GB of RAM, Intel i5 CPU or equivalent, 256 GB of SSD storage, at least one USB port, but more is better, and as small as light as possible. Possibly not ultralight, as they can be a bit fragile, but make sure that you're happy with its mobility, with its weight and its mobility. And that's all, folks.